What is life like across the Rainbow Bridge for our departed pets? Have you ever found yourself pondering what life is like for your dearly departed pet across the Rainbow Bridge? Many of you have heard of the Native American legend that when you die, you go to the Rainbow Bridge, and every animal you've had a relationship with will be on the other side, and they will decide if you are allowed to enter or not. Native Americans revered animals, and whenever they killed one, they always did a prayer ceremony and used every part of the animal for survival. Nothing was wasted, and they would often take on the name or feel that the animal was part of them. In today's world, we love our animals for their sweet, loving personalities and dedication. When one of our pet dies, a part of us goes with them. Even though we may not see or experience life in spirit, as long as we have an animal in spirit, we are connected to the rainbow life in spirit. Everything that I talk about I personally have experienced, so I sometimes give names to things that may not be what others call them, but again it comes from what I have seen or experienced. I learned several decades ago how to do astral projection, and I frequently go into spirit. I go to visit and see my loved ones, human and animal, and to visit my clients' loved ones. Everything that I present here comes from my experiences of communicating with deceased pets, including my own, and from my journeys into the spirit world. Animals and our human loved ones reside in a space where they are able to interact with each other and simultaneously are capable of observing and visiting us. The best way to describe the other side, heaven, or across the Rainbow Bridge, is to imagine it as a world of complete peace and harmony. All of the animals live in peace and harmony with each other. It's like the statement in the Bible about the lamb lying down with the lion. There is no fighting as there is perfect peace. They are provided with everything they need by their special guardian angels. They have their own special little places to be. They're not required to do anything except enjoy their spiritual life. The vibration in the spirit world is so intense that you see objects vibrating with colors beyond our dimension. Your pet is right there having a wonderful time and young and healthy once more. They visit you frequently, and their love for you will never die. They know that you love them, and they see you mourning and crying for them, when they really want you to see what a wonderful place they're at. If you could see it through their eyes, you would cry for joy. Talk to your pet and ask them to show you where they are. You may see this in a dream, but trust that the spirit world is allowing you to see the beauty of life over the Rainbow Bridge. While it may seem far off, it really appears to be right here, just vibrating at a different frequency. Many people have experienced being in this other world by dying and being able to come back. There are countless experiences that have been documented through medical and other means. Throughout my life, my closest relationships have been with the animals. I was always able to communicate with them and them with me. As my spiritual gifts developed, I found I was able to communicate with the deceased. I first started out professionally communicating with departed human loved ones. I then started communicating with departed pets and found that that was more natural and easier for me. One of the first channelings I did for someone was for their rabbit that had passed on. I was amazed at how much the little rabbit communicated and how happy it made its human parent to know that they were well taken care of in this spirit world. For the next several months, I would connect with animals that had deceased. I discovered that living animals can communicate telepathically as well. Animals that have deceased are able to interact with our other living animals and those who are deceased as well as our loved ones in spirit. It does not matter if they never met in person, they still communicate. 3 years ago, my beloved cat Isis passed away, and I went with her into spirit, and we stood at the entrance of the Rainbow Bridge. On the other side, I could see my father holding my little dog Julia that he had loved so much. Isis had never met my father, but when she saw him, she ran to him across the bridge and jumped into his other arm. The three of them stood at the other side of the bridge looking at me as if to say, "We will be here when your time comes." Animals that remain with us physically are able to see and interact with those who have passed. However, they will still mourn the loss of the physical presence, even though they can connect with the departed animal's spirit. A dear friend of mine had a cat of hers pass away, and she wanted to know if her other cat still saw him. I asked her cat Roscoe if he missed the other cat Frankie. Roscoe replied, "No, because I still see him and talk with him." Some of the most common questions I am asked are as follows. Can an animal who are still here see my animals that have passed? The answer is yes. Can my animal come back to me through reincarnation and spend another life with me? Usually the answer is no. It seems that our past loved ones wish to remain in spirit until we are able to join them. This allows everything to come full circle so that closure may be had by all parties involved. Animals are the pure essence of love, and they do not have karmic debt to pay off. They do not usually come back, and if they do, we may not connect with them. Many people will say that they are positive that their current pet is the reincarnation of their previous. Usually, it is the departed pet communicating to the new pet what they remember and what we, their parents, like and know. Many times our past animals will, however, influence the behaviors of our new animals, or ones that they left behind, and we may catch little bits of their personality coming through. In other words, it is possible for a new animal to channel the behaviors of an animal that has passed. Frequently I am asked if the animals that have passed will be jealous of any new animals that are brought into the household. Not at all. What I hear is that your departed animals are happy when you are happy, and they do not want to deny another animal the joy of living with you. This is especially true with animals that were adopted from shelters and rescued from bad situations. Animals that have passed are capable of seeing, hearing, and feeling anything and everything that we go through. I am frequently asked, does my animal still hurt? And as they leave the physical body behind, the spirit is pain-free. However, they can experience emotional pain when they see our unhappiness because of their passing on. The more at peace we are with their passing, the easier it is for them to be around us in spirit. Many people I speak to feel responsible for their passing of their pet. This is not true. If you took your pet to the vet because of health issues, and the vet tells you the pet needs surgery or some other treatment, you are choosing what is right at that moment. If your pet passes during the procedure, they will not be angry or hold that against you because you were acting in good faith and you were doing what you thought was right to extend their life. What is truly important is what the intent was. Sometimes people ask me if they're moving away from the home that the animal was familiar with will cause them to stay behind in the old home, or will they get lost trying to find your new home. Once an animal passes, they are as mobile as they wish to be and can cover vast distances with little or no effort. Connecting with you in your new home is not a challenge to them. They will not stay behind in your old home. Euthanasia is often difficult for the parent of a pet. No one wants to lose someone they love, but if your pet is suffering, the right thing to do is to let it go into spirit. Do not feel guilty if you have to put your animal to sleep. You have allowed them to be free again. They are healthy young selves in spirit, and they will be thanking you for setting them free. Do not feel guilty. Life across the Rainbow Bridge is beautiful and heavenly. It is part of heaven spirit, and there's no way your pet could not be happy in this lovely environment. Remember, they will be there to greet you when you pass over. They will never forget you because you were the love of their life. If you found this video of value, please click a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are dealing with the loss of a pet and need help, contact me for my private services at CherokeeBillieSpiritualAdvisor.com. Many blessings of love and light. This is Cherokee Billie.